That you have the nobility and the fight to keep pushing and not give up and not be depressed and not.
Chastain now comes from nobility, which she knew all the time for.
Has for women honor, nobility, to be loved, to lose your life on behalf of them. You with me?
All kinds of conventions such that a painter would render the nobility in an idealized fashion.
Families descended from the Roman nobility could go on governing 50 million.
Realize that there's a sense of nobility to serving people.
So this is some of the different ice that we use here.
Was the dress of the angelic messenger as well? The king, the prophet, those of dignity and nobility, messengers of God, but most
others, and in our own nobility in opposing them.
the root
of the sword, not the nobility of the robe. So as master of the king's wardrobe, it was the...
This is not the ethic of the beautiful fellow who makes virtue look simple, of some nobility, who levitates himself above.
Into Platonic, spiritual, and civic and moral civic nobility. Volume 1 of the series.
Century that the nobility are going to be outbred by the...
It is a nobility of humanity simply because of the dignity with which they bore the negatives that were put in there.
Nobility of soul, magnanimity, and the scorn of meanness. This is
partook in some fashion of the supposed nobility of the proletariat. Have we ever gotten bogged down?
Club, populated mainly by antiquarians, literary men, and the nobility. The members of the philosophical
sense of nobility, but in the very concrete sense that real people depend on you to uncover the truth. Real people.
And I just said yes. And the reason wasn't any nobility. It was the only way to get credibility.
Is indispensable, not in some abstract sense of nobility, but in the very concrete.
You were, because the nobility could have really quite large libraries, very extensive libraries, collected from all over Europe.
Was built to impress and became a meeting point for the rich and powerful nobility of Europe.
The nobility used separate legal systems. They were often exempt from taxation. Sometimes only the nobility.
The knowledge was concentrated in the church and the nobility. People didn't know about it.
There's a nobility in it, you know, and the people who think that way and act that way, not as a...
As nobility in public service. And working in public community.
John, of Robin Hood fame, was forced to sign the Magna Carta, sharing power with the nobility. Trade became more and more important.
Party were a bunch of appeasing wusses. On the other hand, the nobility of Britain have
Can you tell us a bit about finding the nobility in the beast?